Welcome to Brightline Bites Live. I'm so happy that you've joined me today. My name is Becky. I'm part of the social media team here at Brightline Eating. I'm so glad you're here with me today. One of the questions that the Brightline Eating social media team gets most often is, what kind of foods can I eat? How do I make a recipe? How do I put together a meal? And that is what we are here to help you with. And that's what I'm going to help you with today. One of the most frequently requested videos is batch prepping. And batch prepping is really helpful because if you just have food that is ready to grab and go and you don't have to think about it or put any effort in, that is going to give you the most peace and make your program just easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and you'll be just good to go with compliant foods and decreasing that willpower gap, making it so that you don't have to make decisions in the moment when you're hungry and it's lunchtime. You've got a meal all ready to go. So that's what we're going to do today. So as I said, welcome, welcome to Brightline Bites Live. My name is Becky. I'm part of the social media team here at Brightline Eating. And Brightline Bites is exactly what I just said. It's a video series where we're showing you how to make recipes and meals that are compliant with the Brightline Eating program. And the Brightline Eating program, in case you're new here, welcome. And the Brightline Eating program follows 4 bright lines: no sugar, no flour. We only eat meals, no snacks, and everything is weighed and measured. So with the meals, it's for most people 3 meals a day. And everything is weighed and measured according to your meal plan. This is my counter cam. What I have here today is some peppers, some bell peppers, and some cucumbers that I'm gonna start preparing. And I would recommend when you're batch prepping, get yourself set up. If you could see my counter here, I've got all my stuff around me. Get yourself set up and plan on spending some time. This is a great thing to do like on a day off, like a Sunday if you work Monday through Friday, or a Saturday. Set yourself up, plan on spending some time. Once you spend that time, that one chunk of time, you're good to go for like the rest of the week usually. I usually pack lunches. I'll either do once a week or sometimes twice a week because I'll also pack my kids' lunches as well. What I have here is a good quality chef's knife. I also have a smaller knife for trimming out my peppers. And I have a garbage bowl that I keep on my counter when I'm doing batch prepping. And it's really convenient, especially if you compost. You can just put all of your food scraps right into this little garbage bowl. Or if you don't, this can just go right into your garbage disposal or your garbage can when you're done. But that way you're not making all these trips. My garbage can's way over there. You're not making all these trips back and forth to the garbage can while you're cooking, which can get annoying quickly. So what we're doing here today is just really a basic lunch. I'm going to show you how to throw this together. And there's no cooking required with one exception. There are some protein options that you can put in this type of lunch. And one of the protein options that I like to use is a hard-boiled egg. So I've already hard-boiled some eggs. And I have them peeled and ready to go here. And I just did those this morning, you know, no big deal. My favorite way to make a hard-boiled egg is what my mom taught me that never fails to come out perfectly. Put your eggs in a pan of water, or put your eggs in a pan, like a saucepan. Just cover them with water and put them on your stove on high to boil. Once the water starts boiling, set a timer for 10 minutes. And then something I've learned recently is when that 10 minutes is up, what I do is immediately crack the eggs. And usually I just do that by shaking the pan. And crack the egg so that you crack that little skin inside the shell. And then plunge them in an ice water bath. That cold water gets in underneath the skin, and then when you're ready to peel them, let them kind of sit in that cold water. Then when you're ready to peel them, the shell comes right off. Super easy. So what I'm doing here is just cutting up my cucumbers. I've peeled them and I'm cutting them into cucumber sticks. Part of what I like to do when I'm batch prepping is I keep a dish nearby, and I will put all of my cut up vegetables into that dish. And then after, we're gonna actually pack lunches from this dish when we're done prepping all the vegetables. And then when I'm done, I usually have some left over, and I'll just cover this dish up and leave it in the fridge so that then if I need to add a little bit of vegetable to another meal later in the week, I've got them all cut up and ready to go. Or, you know, if my kids want a snack, hey, here's some pepper sticks, here's some cucumber sticks, and they're all ready to go. It makes life so much simpler to do batch prepping. So while we are watching me cut up cucumbers here, I would like to know, I have a question for you. How did you first hear about Brightline Eating? Tell me in the comments. I'm really curious to know. How did you first hear about Brightline Eating? We have a lot of people come to us who hear about us from a friend, a lot of people who hear about us from their doctor, people who see us on social media. Maybe they see somebody doing a TikTok or an Instagram, you know, post, talking about their weight loss, talking about what they're eating and how they've made healthier changes in their lives. Okay, what we're gonna do now is some pepper sticks. As you can see here, I'm gonna move this over a little bit so you have a better view of my cutting board than my garbage bowl. For bell peppers, as I've said before, if you haven't seen Brightline Bites live videos before, we've been doing them for a few months now. And as I have said before, I am well aware, we are well aware, that a lot of people come to Brightline Eating not really knowing how to cook for themselves, not really knowing how to prepare healthy food. So I will absolutely give you the most bare basics. How to peel and cut up a cucumber, how to cut up a pepper into pepper sticks. What I like to do is cut the core out, as you saw. I'll show you with this one. Cut the core out like this with a smaller sharp knife. Then I'll find one of the little, you know, the little like divot in the pepper there. Cut along that all the way around. Then you've got two pepper halves. You can take out the stem. Usually there are some seeds in there. I'll usually just take this over my garbage bowl and tap it with the butt of my knife to get those seeds out. And then just take out the ribs. And then cut them into sticks. Throw those in our dish over here. Oh, let's see, what else can we chat about today while I'm chopping vegetables? Yeah, I'd love to hear how you first heard about Brightline Eating. Some people just happened upon the book at the library or on Audible, Susan Pierce Thompson's book, Brightline Eating, The Science of Living Happy, Thin, and Free. And as something else to chat with you about today while I'm chopping vegetables, chopping vegetables is a great chat time. I usually like to either make a phone call and talk with somebody. My mom does Brightline Eating too, so I can call and chat with her. Or I also like to listen to a book. I love listening to books on Audible. So I'll put on my headphones and zone out and listen to a book while I'm chopping vegetables. But if you didn't notice, I have a fancy new sweatshirt on today. My birthday is 1 week from today, and I saw my mother-in-law this weekend, and she gave me this sweatshirt as a birthday present because I had it on my wish list. And I thought it would just be perfect to wear today. And you too can get your own Brightline Eating sweatshirts at the Brightline Emporium, and the link is in the description and in the comments of our video today. There is some really cool stuff in the Brightline Emporium. There are these beautiful cozy sweatshirts. I have two of them now. This one's a zip-up hoodie, and I also have one that doesn't zip. And they are so cozy and thick and warm, and I just love them to pieces. There are also really cool things like pop sockets and throw pillows and journals, beautiful journals, food journal and a 5-year journal and a gratitude journal. And everything is custom made to support your Brightline Eating program. Like a lot of care and effort and thought went into the creation of these products so that they were absolutely just perfect to support your Brightline Eating program. And we have a really cool magnet and meal plan magnet. Let me show you that. It tells you everything that makes up your meal plan, and that's available in the Brightline Emporium as well. And it has the women's portions, the men's portions. It has little notes on there for maintenance as well. So when you get to maintenance, super handy. That sticks right to the side of the fridge. And so I can double check it because my husband does Brightline eating as well. So sometimes I have to double check the men's portions and the women's portions when I'm preparing a meal to make sure that we both get the right amount. So it's super, super handy. And that's in the Brightline Emporium as well. So I have a big old dish here now of cucumbers and peppers. Some other vegetables that you can throw in. We have these carrot chips. My husband really likes these in particular because they're flat slices of carrot basically. And they're good for scooping hummus. I also have some cherry tomatoes here. They don't require any cutting or preparation. So I think that's the like prep work cutting that we have to do. Let me get this out of the way. And now we can start putting our lunches together. So there's a couple of ways that you can do batch prepping of lunches or of any meal really. You can just have, you know, your components prepped and ready to grab in the fridge when it's mealtime. What I particularly like to do is actually pack them up, and that's what we're going to do today. Whether I'm going to be eating at home or not, I still like to pack them up because it is so easy to just grab one of these out of the fridge, especially if I'm hungry, maybe I'm getting to lunch a little late that day, and my brain chatter's starting to go, well, you could just, you know, have something else. No, it's so easy to just grab this out of the fridge and say, no, brain chatter, hush. I have a lunch all ready to go, and I don't need to think about it, and I don't need to debate with my saboteur about whether or not I'm going to eat my Brightline lunch or not. It's just right there and ready to go. It brings so much peace and so much ease to your Brightline program. It's amazing. So I have these dishes. I just got these on Amazon, the Rubbermaid brand, but you can get any dish that works for you. I have a bunch of these, like I said, for me and my husband to do our lunches. And they have lids, and we use them for these lunches, wash them, reuse them. I also, this is my OXO scale, which is my favorite. We have a couple spares just in case. When I'm doing batch prepping, I usually like to get 2 scales out so that it just makes it a little quicker. So what I'm going to do is put my dish on the scale and zero out the scale. I'll turn this one around so that you can see. And I'm going to start with my veggies. So usually I will grab a handful of peppers. So that's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pepper slices, just giving you an idea of how many. I don't usually count them, but I'm just kind of giving you an idea of how many. And that's at 2.3 ounces. So now I'll start putting in, cucumbers are pretty heavy, so that'll add up quickly. We're already at 5.3 on that one. So this one's already a 6. I'm going to take one of those out of there so that I can put in a few tomatoes. 5.9, 6, perfect. So 6 ounces of vegetables is your vegetable serving for a weight loss lunch, men and women. So there's 6 ounces of veggies in both of these. Now I'm going to slide those aside and grab 2 more dishes. Zero out my scales and just keep filling them. Just keep filling them. And make sure that we have 6 ounces of veggies in these. And a little trick, make sure that you don't have this dish was just kind of leaning on that one. That will affect your weight. So make sure that your dishes aren't touching anything else or leaning on anything else when you're weighing and measuring. Let's see, we're at 5 there, so usually about 3 tomatoes. Oh, maybe we'll find another small one in there. Perfect. Oh, a little bit shy. Let's see. Find a slightly bigger tomato. Perfect. Doing the raw veggies like this is super super convenient for weighing and measuring, because if you are, slightly over at 6.1 or last dish, zero out my scale, 6.1, 5.9, you can just slice off a little, tip of a pepper, cut a cucumber in half, whatever you need to do to get that exactly to 6.0 ounces. Let's see, we're at 4.2. I'll add a small cucumber and we'll throw a few tomatoes in there. Perfect. I love it when that happens. 6.0 exactly. Okay, so now let me just pull these back out here. We have 5. I like to do 5. That's my Monday through Friday, and then on the weekend I'll food prep again. So this will be my Monday through Friday lunches. You can do more than that if you want to. If you want to do 6, 7, or sometimes I'll prep for like Monday through Wednesday, and then on Wednesday night I'll do Thursday through Sunday, just so that none of my veggies get slimy or anything. Okay, so we have our veggies here. Let's move on to protein next. So there are a few options that will go great with raw veggies for protein. One option, let me see here, is hummus. You can use, a big tub of hummus, or a lot of places have these little cups of hummus. These are already pre-measured at 2 ounces. So for a women's serving, this would be half a protein. For a men's serving, this would be a third of a protein. So you could do, if you wanted a whole protein of just hummus, you could do 2 of these little cups if you wanted to. These are great for on the go, good for convenience. There is extra packaging, so that's something to consider if that's something that you're concerned about. Another option for protein, you could take some tofu and cut that up. I like to split my protein usually in this kind of lunch. So I'll do half of one thing and half of another. So what I'm actually going to do today is hard-boiled eggs. As I mentioned earlier, I've hard-boiled some eggs. So 1 egg is half a protein for a woman's program. 1 egg is a third of a protein for a man's program. So I'm just going to put 1 hard-boiled egg in each of these. This type of lunch is really modular. You can mix and match what you like, what works for you. If you don't eat eggs, as I said, you can do the tofu, you can do the hummus. You could do, sometimes we'll grill chicken, especially in the summer, grill some chicken, slice that up and have some yummy grilled chicken slices in these. Super easy. You can use whatever you have on hand, whatever's handy and whatever you like in your food program. Okay, so for my other 2 ounces of hummus, what I'm going to do, my other half of my protein is I'm going to throw 1 of these little 2-ounce hummus cups in each of these. So now my protein for a woman's weight loss serving, I have 1 egg and 2 ounces of hummus. And then that's great because I can dip my veggies right in there in the hummus. There we go. So I have all my veggies and all my proteins for 5 lunches. So the other thing that makes up a weight loss lunch is a fat and a fruit. So for a fat, there are a couple of options that you can do. Again, easy options to grab and go. A cheese stick. Cheese sticks are 1 ounce. That's a fat serving. If you're not into cheese sticks, they also have, I don't know if you've ever seen these little packages of fresh mozzarella. It's 3 little mozzarella balls. And these are also 1 ounce. So you could throw 1 of those in here as your fat if you'd like. I personally, try to stay away from cheese in my program. That's just me personally. So for lunch, I like to do olives. So I'm going to slide these over. And the reason that I like to stay away from cheese, I'm pretty high on the susceptibility scale. I'm like a 9 on the susceptibility scale. Yes, that zeroed out. Trying to see on the front, I can look at my camera. 2 ounces of olives is a fat serving for men and women. So I'm gonna put 2 ounces of olives right in here. I'm pretty high on the susceptibility scale. So cheese can sometimes cause a little bit of unwanted food chatter in my brain. So I stay away from it as much as I can. So I have 2 ounces of olives in that dish. If you don't know your susceptibility scale number, I would highly recommend going and finding it out. It's usually one of the first things that people do when they learn about bright line eating is they figure out what their number is on the susceptibility scale, because it's going to give you a lot of information about just how susceptible you are to the effects of sugar and flour on your brain, how that's affecting you, blocking you from losing weight and from having the peace around food that we really aim for here. As part of our bright line eating goals. 2 ounces, perfect. So I would just like to remind you that these Bright Line Bites lives are usually about a half an hour long. So I'm going to be finishing up here shortly. And in that half an hour, I will have packed 5 lunches for the week. Half an hour, 5 lunches, done. Easy peasy. That's the second or third time I've said that in a half an hour too. Whoops, 2.2, get you out of there. 2.1, every once in a while, I have to cut an olive in half. You know you're a bright line eater when you cut a black olive in half to get the exact right measurement. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna get my scales out of the way. So, as I said, if you're newer around here and you don't know your score on the susceptibility quiz yet, definitely go and check it out. The link is in the description, and we'll also put the link in the comments. It's really very informative and kind of forms a baseline for your Bright Line program. So here we go, 5 packed lunches. The only missing piece here is a piece of fruit. And for this reason, in our house, we like to keep grab-and-go fruit available and ready all of the time. That might depend on what's in season, but usually we have apples and bananas, which are a measurement of 1 piece for a fruit serving. Sometimes we have oranges. Right now I have some grapefruit. Look at this, how beautiful. These are gonna go right in my fridge, and I got lunch for the week ready to roll. When I go and grab these out of one of these out of the fridge, I will also grab a piece of fruit out of my fruit bowl. I'll grab a banana, or right now I've got grapefruit, been into grapefruit recently. Got some apples, 1 apple, 1 grapefruit, 1 banana. I'll grab that, and then, I mean, I'm ready to go and have my beautiful Bright Line eating lunch. Oh, there was one more option that I wanted to mention for these, for your fat serving. Because I have a hard-boiled egg in here, sometimes it's nice to chop that up and mix it with a half an ounce of mayonnaise. It's kind of like a little bit of a egg salad. It's very good. I put a little salt and pepper, a little celery salt in there. I know not everyone likes mayonnaise, or if you're vegan, whole food, plant-based, you might be avoiding it because of the eggs in it. I guess you wouldn't be eating a hard-boiled egg then anyway. But if you do eat mayonnaise, just a word of caution to check the ingredients label, make sure that there's no sugar in the first 3 ingredients, because surprisingly, a lot of commercial mayonnaises do have sugar up there in the first 3 ingredients. So thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that you found it helpful. I hope that you have maybe become enlightened about the benefits of batch prepping your meals and having them ready to go in the refrigerator to help you stay compliant and maintain your peace around food. I will be back in 2 weeks. I believe what I'm going to be making in 2 weeks is a chicken taco soup. Soup is one of those things that a lot of people ask about. It's kind of a little bit nebulous because you have multiple food types in one dish. But I've found a way to make a soup, a homemade soup that I really enjoy, my family really enjoys. I've even shared it with my Bright Line Eating buddy, and she makes this soup and she loves it too. So I'm really excited to share that recipe with everybody. And let's see, yeah, if you don't have your susceptibility score yet, check out the link to the quiz in the comments. If you want any of this cool, awesome Brightline eating stuff, goodies to support your plan, to support your identity as a Brightline eater, check out the link to the Brightline Emporium and have a great, beautiful, bright day. Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining me today.